So this song here, somebody just realized it's got 20 million plays. It explains so much about the world today. Just how people are so caught up into the dogma of the materialistic world today. It's pretty sad. I see it everywhere we go. And you know, today I've heard a lot of talk about God. God has played a very big role in my life today. 4.5 years ago, you know, I stumbled on a video, and I'm going to share a little piece of it with you guys. This right here. On the count of 3, I want everybody in their head to say starry. In their head. 1, 2, 3. No, in your head. That's okay. We're going to try that again, okay? 1, 2, 3. In your head. In your head. Quietly, please. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now everybody scream it inside your head. 1, 2, 3. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. How is it your senses were engaged and not a word was spoken? You heard a voice. You spoke a voice. That voice that you heard is the voice that I hear when I make my decisions today. It's my higher self, and it's been gifted to me by God. Listening and leaning into that spirit has led me to everything right here and in this moment. I met Dallas through following the Spirit day in and day out. Self-discipline is the best form of self-love, and it comes with a lot of sacrifice. Sacrifice that most willing are not willing to do. You know, I really wish everybody was in here, because I would have invited everybody to engage in something that is going to be like a forefather of something new. I've been through a lot of things in my life, and that's focused on them. But right now, there's a change happening in the world. People are lightening up inside to who they really are and truly what God has gifted you with, because you all are a piece of divinity. You were somebody's dream once. You were an answer to somebody's prayer. And the moment you tap into that power and you start playing in that imaginary web that we all play in, doors start to open. Opportunity of the divine. And if you carry yourself in honest inquiry and your actions show through in everything that you do, then the path road to success is golden. Quoted Jordan Peterson. Another form, imagination. So imagination is great to me because that is what has engulfed my life today. The left-handed thing that we all heard about 4 years ago, I decided to start trying that. Today, I could tell you I'm ambidextrous. I can weld left-handed. I think differently. I think differently because of the left-handed thing. And it's deeper studies show that, you know, your brain is such a miraculous thing that there's trickery to it too. You stay with the right hand, which most people are right-handed. You stay in the left brain. The right comes from the other side. It's a cross thing. It's another thing on another far-off lesson, but it's true, you know. And our ancient people knew of those things too, and we've been lied to and oppressed on so severely today that we don't even really know. But what we do know is that light within yourself. I know that that's to be true, and I can show you where that lives. You just got to close your eyes and sit still. Listen to the subtle signs around you, and God speaks clearly to you. Anyway, I know we're all jammed for time and stuff, and I wish I had more, but my name's Andrew, and I'm just going to go ahead and let it rock out with that. You guys, thank you for coming out. New Human. It's going to be a golden thing.
Wait. No. He cut himself way too short. Hold on. No. Come over here. Come on in. this guy, since his delivery is something we're working on because we're all learning from each other, right? We're the student, we're the teacher, teacher and the student. Come here, stand closer to me. This guy has come so far in the last 2 years. I cannot even tell you in this short amount of time we have, but the power that this man brings to a room has been clouded by doubt for so long that he has been so scared of success, so scared of actually finding what he's capable of being. And in the last month, since meeting Dallas, since becoming open-hearted, open-minded to what he's capable of and what's possible, he started his own business, his own LLC called Divine Creations. Yes. His dream is to teach the youth a trade, to be able to provide for their families, to be better fathers, entrepreneurs, and husbands. So I do just want to point out, because he is a little too humble about it, he has spent every single day, 7 days a week, in a welding shop by himself, dancing, which he actually doesn't need to work too bad on that. This man works harder than anyone I know, and we're so grateful to have him a part of this team. He's our newest member and one of our most powerful. But Divine Creations, man, it's teaching people the essence of who they are.
Yeah, it's a transformative spiritual and physical transformation company that's actually effectively giving people the tools to effectively be successful in life. And a lot of those people are effectively impacted coming straight out of prisons, out of the jail systems, me being one of those people. You know, I know that deep down, if I had some direction and a little bit of motivation in a way that was family-based and loved, my life would be totally different. But we don't live in regrets. We live in now, and I've learned from my lessons today. And I know that those things are enough that if I learn from my lessons today and I can teach to the next wounded, that the problem of what is today in the world, which I believe, you know, is a lack of spirituality, a lack of connection, a lack of God completely, and reminding, you know, the whole thing of Divine Creations is creating your imagination, because I know that God, in order to create each and every one of us uniquely, had to be in a creative, unique, imaginative state of mind. So in order to go and see God, I go to my imaginary world, and I go to where he created me, and I say, hey, what's up, man? And I live there. I live there. It's gravy. It's gravy. The blessings are beautiful, but man, it's lonely. It sucks because it's so materialistic world today. It's not like it was back in the golden age of spirituality reigning 80% of your lifestyle and 20% labor. It's like 90% labor and no spirituality, or the spirituality that you think is spirituality is religion, which religion is killing itself off by the smallest little difference of belief, which is, it's genocide. It will survive. The real truth will survive. It's in all of us. It's God is such a wonderful, unique individual in himself that he likes to show things so miraculously in his timing, I guess. Because honestly, like everything I've ever wanted and desired in my whole entire 40 years of being who I truly am, everything I ever really truly wanted and desired is falling at my feet. You know, it's the access, the doors. It's like, before I met Dallas, he doesn't know this, but I literally was on the phone with my sister like 2 days later, crying to her, like, what the am I doing all this shit for? Why? Why the sacrifice? Why is it I go to a job where I go 5 a.m. in the morning, I'm the first one there, 2 hours before anybody gets there, I'm the last one to leave, and then I go to a second job where I work a full-time job at the busiest restaurant in town to get my social life on. And then I come home and I study. I work twice as hard on me because I need to learn. I need to know why things are the way they are. Why am I in the process of what I am doing? And in order to do that, I have to go and see God. And God, oh man, I started going back to church. Like, I never in a million years thought I would be this guy up here telling you guys, like, some of the practices that I've done in the last 4 years, it's hard work. Nobody wants to fast every day. I fast every day, intermittent fast till 3 p.m. Boom. I try to get there every day, the best of my ability. And then when I decide to eat, guess what? It's something that is photosynthesis. It is live. It is something that is of me. And I eat that. And then I just, and water, the water, it's a real thing. The water's a real thing. You got to watch what you drink. The fluoride in the water, the pineal gland is very, very sensitive to 4 things. 4 things. Fluoride, Wi-Fi being the number 1, okay? Wi-Fi, glucose or whatever it is in your food, and all this fake GMO food that they're putting. So the fasting does away with all the fake stuff, so your body doesn't have time to fight all that off. You start living in your purest form. Who came up with that? You got to eat 3 meals a day. Who said that was right? You know what I mean? We're not that. That's not in our ancestry. That's not who we are. We're gatherers, hunters, and survivors. Like, sometimes we can't eat. Back in the days, there was times that we went days, weeks without food. Our teeth, our anatomy, it doesn't say we're carnivores. I'm not saying anything against the meat life. There's a way of life for everybody, anybody. But my way of life, it's water, fish. I try to motivate the next guy to the best of my ability. It's crazy because you say something about my welding shop. There's only 5 of us. 3 years ago, I started working out, and guess what? Every one of them are in the best shape of their lives. Because I started doing work and working out, they all started working out. Because I started fasting and praying and doing all that, they started doing all that and changed their lives. New human style. And they're ready to walk out on a dude they've been working with for 17 years. Oh, my table. Oh, the art. I'm glad you stopped me and put me back up here. Okay, my art is beautiful in itself. It's just my way of giving back to the community. I want to find a way to trigger it back so that it gives back to an extent that is like beyond measure, because the damage I did in my life, I don't know how to make amends to those things. And so in order to make amends to those things, I sit down with my art in my creative state of mind. And honestly, everything in my life is a creative state. You walk into my room, you got my office, it's creative art. It's like I do tattoos, I do all kinds of creative stuff, and I do it because I know that God had to be creative when he made me. When he made you. There's this unique power, that's energy within us. And it's beautiful if you really just like channel in, but that takes practice. You have to sit down in a room and sit still, meditate. You have to do those things every day. You have to don't forget that we're just having a human experience. We're spiritual. We're light creatures. It's beautiful when you start really putting in the work. What happens? Shit like this. Beautiful people get together and they innovate. Innovate means that there's a possibility of a better way. And I see that. I see innovation all over in all of us, the creation and the imagination. If we combine it all and we get this big umbrella that New Human's trying to put together and Divine Creations is part of, and then you got Roosh Recovery, and then you got Red Barn Academy, and then you got over here, you got whoever over here, and then we're all big part of one team. Well, I'm sorry, but you can't fuck with us. But my art is my way of giving back. And there's a lot of time and heart and love and compassion. And I say right now because I get nervous talking about it. But is it art? I haven't even been able to put a price on any of it. It's just yeah, it's beautiful. It's there, and my guys at work, they're just like, man, what are you doing? Thinking I'm crazy because I'm there at like 3 a.m, like trying to finish stuff up. Just it's passion lit on fire, and I don't know how to describe spirit lit on fire, but oh man, I got a poem that I'm going to finish out with. And I wish I had more time because I would read a poem that I wrote to initiate this poem. But my little sister wrote this 4.5 years ago when I started my journey in this recovery thing. And it uniquely fits with everything that we're doing. Dedicated to my big brother, Andrew James Hatch. I watched you die right before my eyes, and I swore I'd give you my life just to keep you alive. Days I spent wondering what happened because we were just kids before, but then you cast a spell, something like Satan's greatest spell was keeping us apart. Power took over, some call it addiction, and I'd call you on the phone just praying for you to listen. But you wouldn't hear me. It's like you were comatose. And every time I'd have a nightmare right before you overdose, I never realized that you just prayed for your death. Thought of you dying stole the breath right out of my chest. I'm your baby sister and you were supposed to protect me, but heroin took my brother and made him neglect me. And as the meth stepped in and fooled you with its charm, shot them kitchen sink chemicals right into your arm. With your eyes sunk in, I knew you couldn't see me, but you said you had a vision and that you could see so clearly. And at that moment, I kept trying to pull you out. My hands so deep into the ground, but you passed away with your hands still bound. And I prayed at your grave, sobbing I'd grieve your life. I'd grieve your life because I was mourning my brother, but my brother was still alive. As you were buried, your ribs stuck to your skin, and I wondered if you was ever going to see me again. And then I screamed at God, is this really your plan? To give this gift to me, then just to take it again? Is this why you gave me a life? Is this why you gave him life, just to watch him suffer? Why'd you make me a sister just to take my brother? I don't accept this. You made him for a purpose. I know he's thinking right now that he doesn't deserve it. Hell, thought that also right after I overdosed. But God, if you can hear me, will you show him that there's still hope? And at that moment, something happened. My brother, you started to see. And I had to take a second chance or take a second look because you were looking right at me. As I watched you came back alive, you finally called me on the phone, calling from a rehab, except this time you didn't want to come home. Said you found this peace that can't be found, and it's like any drug. You say you feel this love and that it's finally enough. You never holding on to that little bit of hope. You never stopped holding on to that little bit of hope. So God gave you this vision that you were supposed to lead and minister those still dead and lost in addiction. And as I sit back, I feel so amazed I can finally sleep. For the past 10 years, I prayed to finally feel this peace. So I just wanted to thank you, Andrew, for being an overcomer. And God, I want to thank you for giving me back my brother. Sincerely, your baby sister, Autumn Marie. So proud of you, brother. Keep it up. Love you bunches. The craziest thing is when I got clean, I started breaking a generational problem in my family, in my dysfunctional family. And it started weaving itself into my nieces and nephews and my cousins. And I don't know how many times I cried to the older ones and said, hey, man, what I showed you before, it's not the way, you know? But thank you guys for letting me be up here today. And New Human, Dallas, Mallory, wherever you went, Tiff, you did a good job. Bruce, thanks for the conversation. Thanks, guys.